No, wrong one. Yo, don't leave me in silence like that. Shylin shares John Newton quote, rekindling CHH beef. Pandora Music puts Zay Hill as the face of their new Christian Hip Hop Now playlist. That's actually really dope.
It is.
Spotify launches a touchscreen smart media player.
For nothing.
$1,400 stimmy checks that we need to pay back.
Obviously.
Buckle up.
Battle to the death, fighting till I take my last breath, till there's nothing left, till this flesh, till this past tense. Got up on the fence, henceforth this and that. I was lost, now a friend, now a force with the pen for the Lord.
Yo, what up, ladies and gentlemen? What's good? I am your host, Marrio Esco. Alongside me is my co-host, good friend, Gil Vargas.
What up? What up?
And we are Marrio Esco Live. That's who we are.
Yeah.
Collectively, right, Gil? With Gil Vargas, is that?
And I'm also Gambit.
Gambit Gil.
I have many aliases.
Okay, Gambit Gil. There's a whole story behind that.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying, does anybody know the significance of the chuleta sample? I don't think
you guys
they
gonna have to binge watch.
I don't think they do.
Because at this point, the story wouldn't make sense. Just saying it now.
Shout out to our familia. GH3 Radio. 520 Radio. Let's get the vibe right, man. Come on.
Let's get the vibe right.
Come on. God's Music
Those
Radio.
Claps really know how to set that.
Come on.
Sheesh. When I come home from work, all
Double
I
up
hear
on
is
those
claps.
Double up on those claps. There you go. There's some laughter in there. Just cuz.
Wow.
Street Church Music Radio. Thank you. Y'all are killing it. Redeem Project Radio. Go Ye Music Radio. YouTube was good. Facebook was good. Twitch was up. Unashamed Network audience was good. Godify. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify.
Yeah.
Are we on Pandora?
I believe so. We're everywhere.
I gotta check that out.
Que lo que? What up, Jay?
Be sure to check out D2LProductions.com. New merch available, Gil. Now it's time.
Fire.
New merch available. Show the merch.
I'm wearing the tattoo joint.
For those that missed out on the new tattoo single we just dropped, shout out to all the 520 Rapzilla track stars.
Possibly describe.
Shout out to all you brothers who posted it up on the media sites. Shout out to That's Not Christian. We love y'all too.
Yeah.
Played it on their show yesterday live.
Appreciate y'all.
Super dope. We love y'all. If you guys aren't familiar, go check them out. So yeah, new merch available. Tattoo. Show the merch, Gil.
Oh yeah, we got the t-shirt right here.
We got the tattoo shirts.
We got the hat
cap
joint.
We got the solid one. So for my podcasters, go check the website.
Yeah,
D2LProductions.com.
Photos are fire. You guys can look at them all there.
There's sweaters. There's shirts. There's different types of styles.
Introducing the new jacket.
Dad hats. There's jackets.
We got a jean jacket that just came out with the
fitted
tattoo.
snapbacks. Oh wait, I mean snapbacks. My bad.
I really like how that came out.
What else we got, Gil?
Yeah, we got hats, shirts, jackets.
The whole nine. Go check it out. D2LProductions.com. D2L Productions.com.
Part of the 848 line.
It's part of the 848, along with the music. Working on some visuals behind the scenes.
Create for the creator.
Excited about that.
You wondering what the 848 is for?
Yes, sir. 848 collection, D2LProductions.com, and we'll be releasing music, visuals along the way throughout the year, and just, excited about the merch and different ways that, you guys can bless us. So check out D2LProductions.com. Join the email list. I think we got one. Subscribe to our YouTube. Be sure to bounce out, like, share. We got the hotline 774-243-0385, 774-243-0385. Call in right now. It's on Do Not Disturb. Leave a message, whatever prayer request, some insight, some input. or just say what's up. Anything you want to, you want us to look into, or you want to share.
Organization to partner up with.
We might even open it up a little later. And dude, help me to open it up. Remember we had that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Check out Me Live Pics. I got to put tattoo on it. Check out Me Live Pics.
Tattoo will be on there shortly.
On Spotify.
I guess we're really not that biased.
Hey, listen, we're praying for a Spotify manager to help us with that playlist.
It's not biased either.
So anyone interested, help us out.
Simple.
Let's see. Podcasters, leave a review. Everybody share the show. Recap last episode. Wasn't last? Oh, I didn't update this part. I flopped on one part.
Wow,
that's all right.
Unbelievable.
So my YouTubers are like, wait a minute, that wasn't. If they recognize that they're like, wait a minute, that wasn't. I'm very impressed. I don't think anybody's in here like. All right, so yeah, it was Tattoo. Episode 143.
That was impressive that you just pulled that up quickly like that.
Yeah, no, it's still the text's still wrong, but I'm lazy today. Plus, every now and then I like to flex our independence.
Wow, he's so independent.
Whatever, I ain't even updating that. How about that?
He's an independent woman.
Ain't nobody gonna fire me. Like what's? No, episode 143.
I fire myself and one
Tattoo. First, listen to our newest track, Tattoo. Go check it out. Talked about Toby, shared a little freestyle that he did with his family. I just thought it was dope.
Still dope.
Nick Cannon, we talked about him doing a Fred Hammond cover.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Biebs,
the Biebster,
dropping a surprise EP on Resurrection Sunday.
Freedom, don't it feel good?
And then we talked about new virtual rapper FN Mecca. Already at 9 million followers on TikTok. And we shared Bellavante's Genesis, really dope. And our track, Tattoo. So that's what's up. If any of that interests you, go check that out.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that brings us into our main feed.
Our main feed.
All right, so I'm going to try to follow through with the chats and everything like that. Gil, temp check. How you doing? How's your week?
He said, dang, Marrio can't get no love from ME Live Pics. Super facts. Not even his own platform will accept him.
I'm like, whatever. His
own platform's like, yo, that song is trash.
I'm praying about that, all right? Like, I'm listening to like 6 sermons a day trying to,
dang it, I forgot to put the song up.
Man.
But man, am I edified.
What am I doing? It's a big question. I'm just walking around working, like wondering, asking the biggest questions, working on computers and stuff. What am I doing in this world? And I'm like, Lord, lead the way.
But man, am I edified right now?
Yo, for real. Like, so wait a minute. It's all about Christ? Like, no.
Simple.
How do I view this?
Simple, stupid.
There you go. Facts. Sometimes it's that easy, right? Sometimes it's I think that's sometimes it's like, bro, just go get yourself some lunch.
Facts.
Yo, bro, go eat a cookie. Relax, man.
No, but honestly, our lives,
your sugar levels are low.
Our lives are so all over the place that we overcomplicate everything so much on a daily basis that sometimes we apply that complexity to the Bible. And we just get so overwhelmed, like we overwhelm ourselves because it's this complex thing. And at the end of the day, the whole entire Bible is simply saying, see Christ.
Facts.
You could just sum it all up. Yes, there's doctrines. Yeah, there's all different types of nuances that we can talk about, disagree, agree, whatever. But we can all agree that if you are a person who believes in the Bible as a whole, it means you see Christ.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. That's beautiful, man. Hand claps.
Simple.
Good stuff, man.
Keep it simple.
We have to.
You'll get there though. You get there so late after you've taken so many bumps and bruises and cuts and falls.
That's the thing. Like
you arrive and you're like, damn. All I had to do was see Christ.
Yo, bro. If you just obey, I mean, there you go. Like if you just, there's some people that skip through all the. They don't need the. You know what I'm saying?
The falls
like,
and of course, there's exceptions.
Not everybody.
But for the most part,
everybody has it to their extent, but Some
for
people,
the most part,
some people
everybody
are super stubborn and they need to get hit a little harder than others, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's actually on average more people are more knuckleheaded because of our
Really?
nature.
You know the stats?
I would say so because of the fact that look at our nature, dude.
I love how you just throw information.
Anybody
out there,
who
no fact check.
who's a human
like,
being has
obviously
all carnal
the
desires.
Percentages are.
So I would say that there's a lot less people who act upon more of their desires than others, and like the ones that are able to keep it in check.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not as much as far as desires as other people. But I'm talking about people who come from like the majority of like society come from brokenness.
Okay,
that's what I mean. Like we're all broken. If you've lived an unbroken life, meaning privileged as far as like financed, like you grew up very well financed, so you didn't really have to worry about that. But you may have struggles elsewhere. But I'm talking about like complete, utter disaster in your family, like just brokenness. There's a lot more of that than, you know, I would say the latter, because we're in a broken world.
Facts. But we're in America.
What do you mean?
So some people sometimes I find myself having to remind my children that there are some people that don't have any shoes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
That is a straight fact.
That's what I mean. Sometimes I have to remind myself that it's only a half an hour away and I can sit in my air-conditioned car to travel to church. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to remind yourself about the most craziest things that you wouldn't think you would need to remind yourself of. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are all, in a lot of ways,
spoiled. Yeah.
There you go.
No, I 100% agree.
A lot of ways, dude. There's a lot of blind spots we don't even know. A lot of blind spots we don't even know. Like sometimes we don't even think about the audiences that are overseas and other areas. You know what I mean? Like I had individuals hit me up from like South America, and I'm not saying like not everybody, just because you're in South America, you're poor, but I had individuals hit me up like, yo, I can't afford the merch, or I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't afford that. And they were just like, you know, can you bless me? Like, you know, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So not everything applies. Just because it's a principle that works or it's a strategy that works, some people can't even get to that point to apply that strategy. So it doesn't apply to everybody across the board, which is dangerous, by the way, for like preachers and pastors who take certain scriptures and then try to twist it to fit the current narrative, because it's going to be polluted by a mindset that is in one way or another, you know, blinded by the culture.
Yeah, kind of
in
like,
some form.
Kind of like the name it and claim it people. They just like, if you just name it and you just believe enough, you can get it. And it's like, so those people who are super poor who hear that message, they're just supposed to just name and claim wealth, like name and claim, like they're poor. Like they live in a remote place.
Right. How does that apply for them?
You know, how does that apply? How can they name and claim something that is not even accessible?
That's not even a biblical principle, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's sort of like, you know what that is? That's like another version of see it with your mind. You know, like see it in existence and it'll come to life.
Yeah, that's like you
exactly,
speak it into existence type of thing.
But that's also like, you know, a business thing that people do, like visualizing your success. And then if you visualize it enough and you become one with that vision in your mind, you're going to guarantee your success. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I hear
this weird meditation on.
That's exactly the type I'm saying. Like,
building up your empire.
Those types of thinking and talking to people, like it's dangerous because it doesn't apply to everyone.
Brandon,
that's why
what's up?
It's better to stick to
Jimmy,
the scriptures
was good.
That actually apply to people, to everyone's lives, rather than take scriptures and change them into
Facts.
what you're trying to say, which is, you know, those name it and claim it and doing all those things. Those things can't hold up.
Yeah.
Because it's not a biblical principle. It's just something that's being told to you.
Yep.
Nowhere in the Bible does it teach that if you believe hard enough, this thing will happen. Is you just believe. There's not a measure of
Let me ask you something. These gurus, right, that worship success and then teach you strategies like that, like visualize it over and over. Like, don't you think that's like a form of worship?
I would say
that's a form of worship.
If not worship,
trying to achieve success.
It's like dabbling with obsession. Like
facts,
become obsessed with it, and eventually it'll come to reality.
Right, right.
Like, you shouldn't be obsessed with anything. Obsession is not a good thing,
especially if your obsession is visualizing it. Because when are you ever gonna make the move to make? You know what I mean? Like you gotta right. You gotta get the money.
Are you gonna go to the bank? No, I'm thinking.
You gotta make the connections. You gotta. What are you doing? I'm visualizing my future.
It's gonna happen. I'm visualizing the dollar amount.
I'm thinking about if I think about it long enough,
it's gonna appear right.
It's just gonna fall right on my lap.
That's crazy. And that's what I mean. It's just the fact that they're obsessing over anything it's not good. If you're going to obsess over, visualizing, like how is that going to complete anything? Like you if anything, visualize your path. Where do you want to go?
Oh, plan. Yeah. Strategize, plan. You need to have a plan. That
makes sense.
Yep. That's a biblical principle. Plan, count the cost. Wise counsel. I don't know how this is a dope combo, bro. This is an intro? Where are we? This is kind of fire, bro. That's what's up, man.
It's funny because these are things that
how do we get into this as like our week? Is this what we're studying or something? What are you studying finance
I have no
right
idea,
now?
Man. I am studying finances right
okay.
now. I've been heavily
right. I'm like trying to
rich
figure
dad,
out,
poor dad.
Where do we go?
It's
a dope combo.
I just been researching this stuff because the theme of the more you know.
I'm even taking off my shoes right now.
Wow. The fact that you had to announce it.
Go ahead. It
just makes it that much better about the show. So even the podcasters know that I'm smelling something.
Oh, there you go. It's an audible journey. Is that what they say?
It's 3D.
Just take a look. No,
it's
not in a book. It's in a podcast. No, my bad. All right, my bad.
Dang it.
Dope convo.
But yeah, man, I've been researching just finances just because the common theme has been revolving around me, and it's that there's not really a risk if you understand what it is that you're doing. Like the knowledge takes away the risk.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I don't know a lot about finances is because I'm worried about the risks and I don't understand debt. Or am I going to incur more debt? Am I going to buy the wrong things?
Assets and liabilities.
It's just fear. But if you understand finances, you understand stocks, you understand how banks work, you understand real estate. Like if you understand all things finance, at least the things that pertain to us,
human beings.
No, I mean like just us normal day-to-day people. We're not CEOs. Okay. We're not like...
Yeah.
So just in the things that we have access to, any information you have access to regarding finances, you should know. Because at the end of the day, the more you understand, the more you're able to put those principles into practice that will ultimately free your family from making dumb decisions with your finances.
So what would be a wise decision? What would be a wise decision to spend your stimmy on? What would be?
It's only $1,400. So that'll really.
Where did your $1,400 go? Where did you or whatever you get?
My $1,400 went to paying off bad debt. That's where mine went. Paying off bad debt.
Gotcha.
Which is like, overused credit cards, whatever the case. Like that's just bad debt. You need to just start fresh. And then once you have that gone, now you're able to make decisions that will benefit you. Because before, the decisions were, I just want this thing. I just want this. Mm-hmm. And you spend and you spend and you spend.
I want it now.
Facts. I want it and I want it now. And at the end of the day, all these things that we buy aren't really bringing us any income back. So if you are going to use credit cards and money that doesn't belong to you, it should be used on something that will assure you some sort of return.
Well, I hope that people were thinking that way and using their stimulus checks properly, because now they're talking about how it's possibly garnished for unpaid debts.
Exactly.
Meaning that you owe that money back.
Facts. I mean, we always did. They don't just
you
give
gonna
out
pay
free
it back
money.
one way or another.
Yeah, they ain't gonna ever give out free money.
They fighting for that money back.
It was trillions of dollars that's gone out since, you know, the first stimulus all the way up until now. Like it's insane amount of money. Like there's no way that we're all receiving this money and they're just like, all right, good luck. Wish you the best.
It says if you have unpaid private debts that are subject to a court order, your $1,400 stimulus check could be garnished.
Yep. Makes sense.
The American Rescue Plan Act did not protect the one-time direct payments for people in those circumstances.
He that giveth shall taketh. Just they gave it, they could take it away, man.
It's crazy. Sometimes I think of that too. Like at some point, do you think when these countries that we owe money to say, "Yo, it's time to pay up"?
Yo,
do you think
real?
At some point they're gonna be like, "Yo, wipe all them banks"? Like, do you think at some point it's like we're all bankrupt? Boop, there goes your whole account, gone.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think it could definitely happen. It's federal. Like they could do whatever they want,
unless you got to store it somewhere else.
Oh yeah, which is why do you think most rich people got accounts in the Cayman Islands and they got you know, accounts all over the place, money everywhere, because the United States is out of their control and they have different types of bank laws. You know that if things go down, most likely all them accounts will just be like,
what a day that'll be when the first person like opens up their account and everything's gone. What? And everyone's like, everything. What do you think? What do you think will happen at that scenario?
How about
everybody's
this one?
Like, everything's gone.
How about this one?
What?
Most people don't even notice. You put your money in the bank, right? Do you know
your
that
money's
the
being
bank
moved?
is being all the money that's in that bank, your money, your neighbor's money,
we're gonna invest over here.
They take it and they invest it in
we're
stocks.
Gonna flip it over here.
Obviously, the banks are very smart. They have genius level people investing in stocks or whatever. But there's a reason why when the stock market crashed, everybody went bankrupt. There's a reason for that. Because all your money is tied up in banks. And if the banks lose, you lose. So when everything tanked back, you know, I don't know the exact year, but, you know, when the market literally just completely crashed, like the economy was garbage in the United States, everybody was broke. People were killing themselves. Like, it was crazy. That time is insane in history if you look it up. Insane. You know this. So use your money wisely, because they're taking all your money, they're putting it in the stock market, they're using your money, and you're not making anything but at least I think it's like 1%.
Everybody's in business, bro.
1% is the amount you get when you see that little increase, and it's like, oh, you received 25 cents, and you're like, well,
how did I get that 25 cents?
Oh, that's weird. That 20%, that 25 cents was your share of the millions and billions of dollars that they made off of your money in the stock market.
If you invest your stimmy and nothing else in a what did you say, Vanguard account that yields 8%, you have $6,000 in 20 years. Woo!
That's crazy. If you had 100 per month, you'll see 61.
If you have 100 per month, you'll see 61 because of compound interest.
Oh, wow.
So if you add 100 per month, you'll have $61,000 because of compound interest. That Jimmy, man,
and that's the stuff that people don't teach.
Facts.
Everything he's saying right now is the information that I'm now learning, and I'm hearing these rich dudes talk about how they use their money in banks and how they use debt properly in order to get return. Like, they don't use debt to buy things. They buy things with their cash, but they create wealth with debt.
Years.
That's crazy. They use other people's money to create their wealth, and they only use their cash.
Dag, Jimmy, that's super fire, bro. That's gems. That's gems. Let me just read that one more time, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. If you invest your stimmy and nothing else in a Vanguard, as I say, account that yields 8%, right? That's the stimmy. At 8%, you'll have $6,000 in 20 years. If you add 100 per month, you'll have $61,000 because of compound interest. Right there, Jimmy just showed you how to make $61,000 with a stimmy check, bro.
In 20 years.
Wow.
You just let it sit.
Look at that, man.
That's crazy.
Shoot.
And think about that. If you do that now, like, let's say you have, okay, that's actually a dope. I'm glad you said this, because all these parents that got a $1,400 check for each kid,
Yeah,
if they
you could
take that and make a Vanguard account for each kid.
Yeah, bro.
By the time they're 20, they'll have $61,000 each.
Yo,
if they're young,
that's an investment right there for your kids. Right there, bro. Wow.
They'll have $61,000 by the time they're like.
Well, that's what 100.
If they're 4 years old.
That's what 100 per month.
What do you mean? Adding $100 a month?
Yes, per child. So
that's $200 a month. That's still a dope investment.
Oh, for you, 200.
Because I have 2 kids.
Yeah, I'm taking. I got 3, man. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? Cut, man.
But exactly, though. You see, my point is that the reason why that's so ludicrous is because we've made bad decisions ourselves and now we're paying off that debt. But if we were just straight chilling, making wise decisions and being able to move money around, that would be a very feasible thing. And our kids will end up getting to their around 20s, 24-year-olds
with some money.
With crazy stacks.
All right. Izzy College.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, Izzy College. What do you think?
So if there's any new parents right now listening, like, yo, this is
that's
great advice. Great advice.
Fire info. So what do you think? What do you think most people spend their stimmy on?
I think people went and bought all types of stuff.
Yo, people are like,
PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm getting myself.
I know PlayStation was a hot one. People just straight up buying the most expensive PlayStation with a couple games. Bam, for free, basically. Instead of using it on debt, using it on rent, using it on, whatever. The things that you actually need to handle as far as your responsibilities so that later you can make more money. Realize that if you paid the debt off, you'd be able to buy a PlayStation with your own money. No problem. It's backwards thinking. It's like, I'm in debt. I'm going to use this $1,400 to buy a PlayStation. So that way, do you think some self-indulgent, right? I don't mean in a sinful way. I hate that I'm using that term, but some, that's the only way I can really describe it. Some, like, pampering yourself. You're treating yourself. Yeah.
You think sometimes doing that can be therapeutic and helpful?
I guess it's on the level of the person, I would say.
Now, I'm not saying unwise. I'm not saying like you take everything and bang. I'm just saying like you take some of it and you say, you want to invest it all, but do you think for some people in certain cases,
yeah, I think it's wise.
Taking care of self is just as important.
Well, the thing is,
you know what I'm saying?
The $1,400, when you get it, whatever amount you get, it should be allocated to each individual thing. And fun should be part of it.
I like
in your budgeting plan, fun should be there. So whatever your budget is, let's say with your paychecks, your budget for fun is $200.
Right.
This stimmy is extra. So now you just added another $200 because that's what you normally put in there anyway.
Okay.
But now you got $400 in there to play with. Okay. So it's not to go crazy, but you should have
there's a budget. Still a plan and a budget. Okay, I like that.
So not just $1,400. Oh, you know what? I want to.
So you counted all as $1,400. Whatever comes your way, that's income, and then you budget accordingly.
Yeah, no matter what income you get, it should be still used.
I like
correctly.
That.
It shouldn't just be going into the account and just, how do you want to spend this, babe? Like everything should have a plan. You get $300. All right, what do we do with this $300? Put it here, put it here, put it here. Do we have enough for fun? Word. Put in $25 in there. Or whatever it is. Just like, Jay, look what he's saying. He researched what would be the best option for his $1,400. And that is a smart decision.
Yeah.
What is the wisest thing you can do with your money in your circumstance? And including fun, I think it should definitely be part of it, because then you will lose your mind. If it was just all bills, you want to go out, no, let's just put it to the bills. Like you'll go crazy. Yo,
at the end of the day, real talk, like, and I want to make it broad. I got to find a way to do this.
What do you mean?
Now I'm producing right now. I'll stop. So
I love when you produce, just not live. Just not live.
So I'm thinking, like, when we're in regards to money,
yeah,
because I've been studying up on money, like biblical view. How do you Facts. How do you view money in a biblical point of view? And one of the things that really was already like sitting with me, but I wasn't thinking about it intentionally, you know, like it just wasn't the way I was thinking about it in the moment, is that all money that we get, all of it, even by the sweat of our brow, belongs to God.
Amen.
All of it. So that whole paycheck that comes in, because you think about that, and somebody might be like, what you mean, man? I work for this. It's my paycheck. And then if you really want to break it down, it's like, yo, bro, that same breath that you're using right now to come at God sideways at a reality I just gave you, that breath was given to you by God.
The very breath.
The very breath that you're using to be like, what you mean? That breath, the reason why you could say that, the reason why you can think and say and respond in that kind of way is because God.
Let alone the fact you have a job.
Your breath, your life, your existence belongs to him. Like that it's wilder than my finance. What you mean, my stimmy? Like, no, it's beyond your stimmy. It's you. Like your blood in your veins, your heart that pumps blood throughout your body. You are sustained because of him. What you mean, your breath, bro? Brush it. You know?
Your breath. Brush it. Is that how you end the conversation? Disrespect.
I digress. You give the gospel, tell her to brush his teeth.
God bless you, brother. Now go brush
your
teeth.
That's like when we were in the programs. Like, get the gospel. Like, now go brush your teeth. Got 5 minutes. You remember that?
You time
5 minutes.
Oh, did you ask the step? Did you ask the step?
Hey, well, we got to remember, when I first started in DYS, we worked at a boot camp.
Yeah.
It was a boot camp. We timed your showers. We timed, we were like 5 minutes. And we had to yell like, 5 minutes.
Did they have to say, yes, sir?
Yeah.
They had to say, yes, sir?
Yes, they did. We marched and everything. When we transitioned, we marched.
Attention! You do all that?
About face, left face, all that. All that. Yeah, man. I started, it was a boot camp.
Did you like mess with them sometimes? Like,
I did. I was
left,
always,
chicken right.
Yeah, I should have. I literally should have been one of them kids in there. Like I should have. Like I was like, I started young too. I think right at 18 or just like I started mad young. I was like, some kids were graduating out of there. I was like, oh, what up? I'll see you at the club. Like you just bump into kids at the club. Like, yo, what you doing in here? Like, oh shoot.
Mario would march.
Wait a minute.
Mario would march with the kids. Like, I just robbed someone before the world.
Yeah. Yo, and then you see him at the club. Hey, listen, this is before. Hold up. Let me clarify. This is before I was Christian. Way before I was Christian. Man, I could go on. I was about to spill all the beans. I was like, I could go on. I'll be like, man, no, man. Actually, that's well. All right, so Gil, why don't you segue into this?
That was a very awkward segue, but let's go with it.
You know why? Because there's memories that come with it.
I know.
All right, let me clarify. There's memories that come with it.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a dope segue. I know it's kind of awkward, but whatever. This is the Marrio Esco Live show, baby. That's what we do.
That's why I love it. It's rare form.
That's what we do, man.
Rare form.
Whatever. I'm trying to find it. Hold up. Dude, this is, so I'm going to switch it up. This had me thinking. So first of all, let me give some context. Somehow we got into the topic of where I used to work. And where I used to work.
It's a locker facility.
Where I used to work, the staff and the people there, they were also involved with my music endeavors on the outside of the job. On the out. That's how we said it. On the out. Yo, what you do on the out?
that's crazy.
That's how we used to say it. Remember that?
That's crazy.
Yo, when I'm on the out.
And it's crazy because you after a while you get numb to it, and then you start.
Yeah, then that's the way you communicate. But on the out, I was doing music with the staff, so I had like my manager, I had
that's so true.
Club promoters, everything like when
at work,
yeah. So it was like a community of us that worked in there. Really dope, like dope individuals. I'm still cool with them now. Love them brothers. But in that time, to give context to what we're about to segue into, in that time, it brought me to a moment that we shared with DMX.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, it was on episode 29. We were talking about when DMX got out of. Let me get this money off. When DMX got out of jail, when he was all fired up, and he was preaching when he got out. I'm gonna share it now.
So it don't matter what they try, it don't matter what they think, it don't matter what they attempt. It won't prosper.
Hey, let me say, dog. My nigga from 100. Yeah.
God had his hand on me since before the womb. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. He had his hand on me since before the womb. You think I started in the womb? He had his hand on me since before the womb. Like, oh, this nigga is gonna do this. He's gonna make this happen. He's gonna touch this person. He's gonna touch these people. He's gonna... Yo, I am God's child. I am God's child. I am God's child. It hurts sometimes.
Wow.
It hurts sometimes.
You got emotion.
Wow, bro. Episode 29 is when we talked about that. We saw that video and he was preaching, and I remember we just talked about that situation, and we were so excited about it. Matter of fact, like I think I'm gonna go back and watch it myself, but I remember us like, yeah, like, you know, that was the time we were like, yeah, dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Encourage this man to keep going. Look at him. Look at him. Listen to what he said before the womb. And we shared that video, but it brought me back to the first time that we had that experience with him. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were in the world. We were with a independent record label, straight up entertainment. And we had this opportunity to meet up with Busta Rhymes, Split Star. And this is the story that we share with anyway, so
it's crazy.
I remember it was surreal, bro.
Oh, you talking about Rod Day?
Yeah. it was surreal, man.
Like,
it was
story?
It was surreal, man. And we were there in this big empty warehouse. I think it was in New York.
Yeah, it was like a
big
video warehouse
a
studio shoot type place.
We went up in there, packed, mad people. We saw Oscar De La Hoya. We saw Busta Rhymes. It was for his
Trinidad.
Was it Trinidad or Oscar?
No.
Was it both?
No. It was
it was Trinidad. It was Trinidad. It was Trinidad.
It was Trinidad.
Yep. And it was another dude.
And Mayorga?
Is that who it was?
Was it?
So anyway, it was for a Busta Rhymes music video
Touch
shoot.
It remix.
Yeah, the Touch It remix. Right.
It was with the girls they're like.
And I remember I was looking around at you see Busta Rhymes up ahead, you see all the entourage, everybody in the middle. You're looking around, you're like, you're here, like you're in this moment, like, yo, Gil, are we like, yo, is this for real, bro? We're chilling with Spliff Star, with like, yo, what's going on? All of a sudden the garage doors open. And then we all look, and there's a commotion like happening up on the side, and we're all looking, and we're like, "What's it?" Because there was mad commotion. Actually, that night I think there was a shootout that night. When we left,
yeah,
we left before the shootout happened.
It was Busta Rhymes' bodyguard was killed that same
same night
after we left. Yeah, it was like about an hour after we left.
I remember that. But when the garage opened up, and you see all the commotion, and the first thing you see is one pit. Then you see another pit bull. And you see this long
you
chain.
See the crowd of people.
And you see the people start. Yeah, you see everyone
the
like.
Crowd started
everyone's like. And then you see DMX, and you're like, yo, DMX just came. Like, what? Like,
with two pit bulls just.
DMX just came through. And I'm looking for Gil. I'm like, Gil's over there with Rod Digger. I'm like, yo.
Oh, no, I was right
what? This is crazy.
I remember that. He walked right through.
This is crazy.
All the way to the video shoot.
Yep. That was a surreal moment, man.
And he really is mad short.
Yeah, just kind of like reflected back on the time that we seen him face to face. Just that moment was like, and then years later, not thinking like, here we are in the world, right? Yeah. Straight up entertainment, doing our thing at this video shoot, thinking that something's gonna pop off, whatever. Fast forward years later, we're Christians. We got a podcast, and we're reporting about DMX, episode 29. Like DMX out there preaching,
and that day also reminded you
dope,
you found out you were going to be a father that day too.
Yeah,
which is all like that day was a crazy day. Like it was
yo, Jimmy, for real,
back to back crazy.
Say touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop it. Yo, facts, bro. That was it. That was it, man. That was it.
And we walked in right when they were filming the girls doing the little
their little
thing.
Didn't we do a video shoot in that thing? We did something there. And it was like
in that place?
No, we went somewhere to do a video shoot. And it was like, oh no, that was Boston. That's a different time.
Yeah, that was
that was cool.
I mean, no, that was for ice cream.
Super cool. But yeah. But nah, that was a dope moment. Just a moment to share, you know.
Yeah, man.
This dude dropped tears. There's a lot of rumors that were going on out there. His manager had to get involved at some point, clear the rumors. His family had to get involved and clear all the rumors because everybody wants to hop on stories, spin stories, and everybody loves the rumors. Everybody loves, the attention. We live in an age now where it's all about attention. It's even hard for me, real talk, to even find a way to talk about this because we have a podcast, we have a show. It is a moment that we shared. It brought back a lot of memories of our own personal journey and where we at. And in a lot of ways, it's encouraging to see a moment in DMX's walk from that time to where he was really talking and preaching, really preaching. Yeah. He's always had like a preaching, spirit in him. You know what I'm saying? Like he always was like,
and his first two albums had like a Christian theme.
Yeah,
I mean not Christian, but you know what I mean. Like they were biblical.
He was sensitive to spiritual matters. Like he's very.
Yeah. Yeah. Flesh of my flesh.
Yeah, right. Now he overdosed and recovered, then he had a heart attack. So I don't know, man. I didn't fact check that or anything like that, but still, to be honest, man, what I wanted to say was that I didn't even want to touch up on it, but I thought it was a dope moment to share out of respect for a subject that does touch us in some form. You know what I mean? Always when a celebrity goes, it's an opportunity to point to Christ. And DMX was doing that in that video we just shared.
Yeah.
Like
and I know a lot of people probably quick to point and like, oh, he wasn't a Christian, or oh, look at his life, or if he actually overdosed and he died from.
Bro, what was his concern right there in that video? What was his concern? His concern wasn't, yo, I'm gonna sign your autograph. This dude is fresh out preaching.
Oh, facts.
Preaching.
But my point is that a common theme, and even me myself, I thought this, that when people die this way, or if they commit suicide, automatically I was like, nah, hell.
Oh yeah, I get you. I get what you mean.
But recently, just understanding sin and really
Abe, I see you.
Studying sin for what it is. You come to find out that it's not so black and white. Because in reality, salvation is
Abe, I don't know if you read your Bible, but it's exactly touching up on what you're going on. So hold that thought. But Abe is jumping in and saying he a man of God though. So I don't know personally, and we're not going to use this time to even wrestle with.
No, I'm not saying that.
But what I'm saying, what I want to say is, if you read the Bible, Abe, if you read from Genesis, all the Old Testament, the only thing you're going to see is men who are considered God-fearing men fail time and time and time and time again. One failure after the next, after the next, after the next. The Bible is filled with a lot of believers who are broken and make a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
Time and time and time again with every type of sin. Lust, greed, selfishness, pride, every type of sin. That's all you see. Because that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Broken. That's the point. The point is who you hoping in. The battle. You want to go out with a battle. That's the point. You do go out with a battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point.
Facts.
The Christian life ain't skyrocket up and then you're floating and you're out of here. The Christian life is ups, downs. Sometimes you're really, really strong in your faith, and other times you're broken, and God is working out and orchestrating all these things according to his sovereign will in order to conform you into the image of his son. That's exactly what he's doing with all life scenario, everything. Every relationship that went bad, every relationship that's good. Every job that you had, everything that you do, all of it is him orchestrating his will in all of that in order to show you who he is. And what people who don't believe, they rebel against that. They're not seeing that. They're not bending their knee to that. But if you go out fighting, like, to me, that's fruit. And I'm not here to say one or the other. That's not what we're doing. But to me, you go through all the Bible, all you see is a bunch of hypocrites that trust in God, and that faith and that trust that they put in God, that faith and that trust that they put in Christ is what's counted as righteousness. The faith in Christ, the one who did uphold the law of God, the one who did die as the perfect sacrifice, the one who did raise from the dead on the third day, the one who did arose and ascended and sits on his right hand. That's who your hope is, not in you or anybody. What are we going to look at people's lives and be like, look, and catch all the flaws? Like,
I mean, that's one of the big things that's a misconception, is that they assume Christianity, or if you're a follower of Christ, that it should follow some life of perfection. But that perfection was already completed by Christ.
Facts.
You don't got to be perfect. It's the whole purpose of why Christ had to be. Because you could never be. He had to give that perfect sacrifice on the cross in order for you to even be covered with anything.
That's right, yo.
So the fact that you're still that sinful, blemished person, you're still going to commit mistakes all the time. Now, the difference between a believer and an unbeliever is not the mistakes; it's the practice of it. An unbeliever practices those mistakes. They look forward to it. They desire it.
We planned it.
Seek it.
We used to plan it.
Plan it. Yeah.
I like, yo, this Saturday. Saturday at 8 p.m.
Yeah. It was a plan to indulge in sinful. But now believer sins, but it's, dag, I didn't want to do that. It happened. It's always a circumstance that you fell to your desire. You fell into it. There's a difference when you fall into sin compared to when you run to it. So that there is the drastic difference. Yeah. Now, DMX looked like he battled his sin all the way up until his untimely death.
But we don't, You know
what I'm saying? Because he was in and out of rehabs. It's not like he just was in his drug life and just relishing it. He was in and out of rehabs all the time. In prison, out of prison. Like, there was a clear struggle of him trying to clean his life.
Yo, and that kind of brokenness is really hard, dude. That kind of brokenness is super difficult. That's challenging. I'm not saying that, in Christ you can overcome. Of course, you're free. Those chains are broken. But that old man that comes from with trauma,
amen,
it weighs heavy on your back, man.
Yeah.
Like, when you get hit with trauma, when you get hit heavy with like certain scenarios in life, there's certain things that you can be strong in your faith, but you're always going to have there's certain things that get embedded into our flesh, bro, that you can't control.
Which is why, right here, Daily Reformation says, amen, we're all broken and sinful people. We got to keep in mind that the New Testament talks a lot about sanctification and obedience as the evidence of true salvation. 100%. So that right there is how we battle.
100%.
Those are the tools. But
it doesn't come without bumps, bruises.
Oh yeah,
failures.
Yeah,
sin. I'm telling you, you could be all the way up here, right? Yep. And then that one scenario comes, you going straight down here. It's the further you gotta go is where God is gonna take you, so you can bounce back up. Hopefully, it's not you get kicked out of the church, and now you turn against the church. Hopefully it doesn't get that far when now they hand you over to Satan, and now you out there, and
sometimes that's necessary,
and you in the wilderness. But sometimes it's necessary, bro.
And
I think it's
and
wild.
that falls into obedience. Sometimes the church, in obedience to God being the master, we have to make these types of decisions and say, bro, you're no longer a part of this church. We're going to have to excommunicate you. You have to cut ties because there's a continuing without repentance.
The whole thought of that process is to be reconciled with God.
Of course, yeah. The exile isn't an exile of leave here and never return. The exile is still with continued prayer, continued service of trying to serve this man or woman to repentance.
So let me ask you something. Was Shylin loving and kind when he
honestly, I understand the situation.
When he shared a John
I understand
Newton.
Both teams.
All right, hold on. For the listeners.
Let's go through the whole thing.
How many days ago was this? Shylin, for those that don't know, because we got to respect the audience.
At this point, it doesn't even matter how long.
Those that don't know.
It was recent.
Shylin is like the pioneer of reform hip hop. Mm-hmm. He is like the forerunner
the Reformation rapper
reformed hip hop. Did a lot of really good stuff, by the way, solid stuff too.
Yeah, I would highly recommend.
He's also a pastor. I don't know if he's still currently a pastor, but he says any Christian who's thinking about publicly disagreeing with another believer should first read Controversy by John Newton. Imagine what Christian Twitter would be like if we all took heed to this wise counsel. Why don't we put it up? Go ahead, Gil. That's
another one.
Here's the wise counsel. He wants you to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccination. All right.
And the crazy thing is that the buttons have pictures.
Sorry. All right. So, Gil, do you have the doc, right? Do you have that?
I do.
Can you read that quote from John Newton?
The Lord loves him. The Lord loves him and bears with him. Therefore, you must not despise him or treat him harshly. The Lord bears with you likewise and expects that you should show tenderness to others for the sense of much forgiveness you need yourself. In a little while, you will meet in heaven. He will then be dearer to you than the nearest friend you have upon the earth is to you now. Anticipate that period in your thoughts, and though you may find it necessary to oppose his errors, view him personally as kindred soul, with whom you are to be happy in Christ forever. John Newton. It's called Controversy.
Right after he shares that tweet, Derek Minor jumps in. Does this include diss tracks? Asking for a friend?
Derek Minor's a fool.
So give some context behind Derek Minor's tweet here. Go.
So Shylin came at several rappers.
This was about how long ago? This is when I was with Wrath and Grace.
It was like 2019.
This is when Ruslan. This is when Ruslan came at Shylin for coming at Reach Records, and then Tony or Hazakim came at Ruslan while he was mixing my album, The Chief. Yep. This is during my album, The Chief.
Did you just shamelessly plug Chief real quick?
No, because I'm thinking timeline. I'm like, oh shoot, this is around the time where Ruslan was coming at Shylin.
Yeah.
Yep, and then I thought everything was squashed because Shylin took a picture of him wasn't he with Reach Record artist? He was with Trip.
Yeah.
As someone else, and I thought it was like all done, but he already put out the record. Mm-hmm. He said he talked to Reach Records about it, right?
Yep. He spoke to them about the record, that it was coming out, what it was about.
The diss wasn't against Derek. The diss track. Was it against Derek?
No. He didn't come at Derek.
He came at Reach.
Yeah.
Was Derek with Reach at that time? Because remember, Derek Minor was with Reach, right?
I don't know. But even so, he's addressing the fact that he did diss tracks. Regardless if it was to him or to someone else. I was wondering if this was he did what he's talking about. That you should read this. I was wondering if
Derek Minor was like saying that because he dissed him. I can't remember. I think it was because Lecrae jumps in. He says, "Dag, I really want to read this, but apparently the person has blocked me though." Diss track. Feel free to show me the diss track, fam. I'll wait. And then it goes on and on and on and on. I you know what? For the sake of peace, I'm gonna leave John Newton up. as we break this whole
Honestly,
thing down.
The whole thing is hilarious. You know why? Because CHH is beefing. Yo, there's beef.
Yo, T-Dog said downloaded that Tony song. It was funny.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was very hilarious.
CHH beef.
CHH is beefing. I wonder how they're going to handle this. They're going to throw verses at each other until one fails.
I'm going to take this opportunity to actually to actually conclude something that I think will be beneficial to anybody who's listening to this and wants to pray for Christian hip hop, or anybody who enjoys, who's a fan of Christian hip hop. You know, you have artists you love, you love the community, podcasters, media sites, so on and so forth. I think that what's important in your journey as you're looking to serve with, you know, your endeavors and whatnot, I think it's important to really identify who it is that you're trying to serve.
Yeah, I agree.
Because CHH tends to soak you into this black hole.
Damn.
Like into
CHH
this, like,
is a bunch of birds.
Yo,
it's a black
CHH
hole.
CHH tends to soak you in to this place where it's like, yo, it's not even focused on the mission that we're all supposed to be really carrying. Now, yo, shout out to the crew. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to, I hear Wado's on his way to come back. Shout out to Wado.
Yeah.
He posted up, you know, something saying, you know, send me some donations through Cash App or whatever. I don't know if you got a GoFundMe or what, but I know that Chad Horton from Rapzilla shared it. I know that, I think Justin Sarachik shared it. If I'm wrong, I don't remember. I think Rapzilla shared it. Ruslan definitely shared it.
So the whole point is to buy him equipment? Is that
what to get him back get him back in the.
So he sold his equipment?
I don't know the scenario, but anyway, so my whole thing is like just to serve in what we do. Like we can't do what the world be doing. Like we can't be like, yo, so the world sets up where they love everything sensual. They love the gossip. They love the slander. They love the attention seeking. They go however far they can go for that kind of drama and that suspense because it works.
Yeah.
Now, we can't go ahead and then imitate that within our own community because it's like, as accountability is different. And I'm not going to be the guy that's going to tell people what to do. I'm just encouraging. I'm looking at it from afar and I'm like, yo, here's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I'll use this as an opportunity to share my 2 cents. We should be building up. The goal should be to build up. The goal should be to talk on these public platforms, realizing that it's not only going to be Christian people that stumble upon our podcast. It's not going to be just the Christian hip hop people that stumble upon the podcast.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
I've had members at my church. I have had my dad. I had my mom. I had my sisters. I had high school friends. I had college friends. I had people I ministered with in the past. I had all kinds of people. Sometimes it shocks me. I'm like, oh, you listen? I didn't even know. Like,
you said coworkers?
Yeah, like different coworkers. I don't even know. I'm like, oh, you listen? Oh, wow. So to keep in mind, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to, you know, tell you what you do. You're going to do what you do anyway. But if you do stumble upon me, you know, hear my heart through this and just remember to keep our eyes on the prize. Remember the overall goal is to build up. You know, that's why I give props to MC Nice, because that brother, man, I don't think you guys really know.
They really don't.
Like I'm not sweating, but if you do your fact check, and this is public, right? Am I saying something that's public information? If you fact check and you can see the net worth of Lecrae, that's public information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could check with MC Nice. MC Nice is top paid CHH rapper right now.
Yeah, he's up there.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like you got somebody like that who is in the industry.
I think the crew covered that. I think they did.
Was it the crew who covered that?
Yeah, they ranked the highest paid people in CHH, and MC Nice is
MC Nice is always
most people don't even know who
this
he
dude
is.
is always sitting there like, yo, what's up? When are people gonna come reach out and
He's
say
an open door.
He's always trying to school people. He's always he'll even drop tweets. He uses Clubhouse too. Like, search up MC Nice, search up GHD Radio. Much love to them. They're family. So
unbelievable dude.
But.
And a lot of people don't even know who he exists, and yet his music is top, like is like charting the Billboard charts in Christian music as far as rappers. Like, he's up there.
Facts.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who he was before I met him.
No, I mean that's facts.
When I met him, I was just like, "What?" And then he told me his accolades, like because I asked him, I'm like, "Who are you and where you came from and what did you do?" And I met him at an event in Boston with Mike Mack. I forgot the name of it. My bad.
Elevation
Conference. Yes. The Mike Mack.
Shout out to Mike Mack.
Yeah,
shout out to Boston.
And I met MC Nice there, and he's like a larger than life dude, man. He's just energy,
You mean that literally, or you mean
chill.
spiritually? No.
His anointing. But no, he's just a mad cool dude, and so I approached him and told him about our podcast and all that. He gave me his card. He's like, "Call me up, man.
And the rest
I want
was
to build with
history,
y'all." And since that day, just every time you talk to him, it's just been a wealth of knowledge, bro. Just willing to share gems. And he's like, all I want is for CHH to become a respected platform, a platform that no matter who they are, they look at it and they say, that's a force.
Infiltrate, bro. Like,
he wants to create an infrastructure. He wants to create a business that is respected.
Yeah,
legit. He wants to pour into everybody.
So like, if everybody like properly assess their skills, properly assess the cost, properly assess, their motive and what they're trying to do, and everybody, give it in the Lord's hands for guidance and direction. Also get affirmation through members at your church. Make sure there's accountability, because you can't trust your heart. And you take all these steps, and even us, like, we're wrestling with that too. We're looking into getting more plugged in with the church in order to kind of like bring this even under that accountability too. Just to make sure you got all the angles covered, because you can't. You have to make sure you have to, man, because the enemy's crafty. The enemy's crafty, and your heart is wicked and deceitful above all things, man. You got to always tread carefully, because, you got traps right inside of you. You don't even got to get up out of the bed before those traps are getting set off. All you got to do is open your eyes. Whoop. Yep, the traps are there. Get ready. What's the first complaint? 6. You look at the slam the snooze. Like, man,
that is the moment.
Yo, it starts right there with the alarm clock.
Alarm goes off, man.
Here we go, man.
But you're right though. In every endeavor, man, we should definitely always involve Christ.
Amen.
In every endeavor.
Amen. And remember, eyes on the prize, man. Like, so let's talk about the crew. The crew, like, the crew is still forming. It's still growing. It's doing it. The crew is doing his thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're still forming and growing. Every now and then he gets in his super journalistic bag. And you're like, oh, shoot. And he's on top of it. He's like, oh, shoot, this dude on top of it.
He's been showing off lately.
Yeah, I mean, he got Lecrae on. He got Lecrae on recently.
The DMX thing, like the whole thing. Like,
he was on it. He was on it.
He was,
and so you got to respect the work. You got to respect the grind. So every now and then he'll try to we call him the what we call him, the DJ academics of CHH.
Facts.
Like, he's like he reminds me of like the academics of CHH. And so, like, but he's finding, like, he's growing. You see him moving. He's trying different things. You see that.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to watch, man. It's like super dope, man. I mean, I'm a fan of the community. Like, as far as creatives, I got a heart and a passion for Christians who love Christ and who love hip hop and love to make music and love to do music videos and be creative. Like, that's where I fall into it. The politics and all that, I hate it, dude.
Me too.
It messes with my mental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it messes with my mental. It messes with me. So,
especially when you see stuff like beef.
Yeah, it's like, don't even. But so I say, yo, why don't I use that opportunity to encourage people to build up? You know what I mean? Let's build up. Let's focus on the right things and reprioritize our focus. And let's get this genre flowing, man, with dope art, dope visuals, dope, exciting interviews. I look at the world and how they did the verses and stuff like that. Like, that would be dope. Like, yo, grab hold of these ideas and like just, we always been about that. So anyway, man, I'll leave it at that. We're gonna switch over to our feature track. This is Zay Hill featuring Bizzle and Canon, 1 in a Million. Here we go.
Boys, we hit the jackpot this time. Yeah, he got it, Bobby.
I'm 1 in a million. Tryna make me a million, but my son won't up in a million. They could talk on the kid, but I don't care about your opinion. I do this for all my homies that back in the prison.
Bizzle, I'm 1 in a mil. I know they want me to chill, cause I get the buckin' for real. Don't cut me a deal. I know it come with a buck and a muzzle. They want us to shut up, but none of us will. We keep it moving. We never lose. We got the victory that's in the bag. You know we choosing. We got it moving. As for the glory, it go to my dad. Watch how you talk when you talking to me. I got a boss who could walk on the sea. All for the loss, he hung off of the tree. Paid all of the costs and he offered it free. Running with the ace, winning big stacks. Never too late for the get back. Broken in a bunch of ways, but he fixed that. Know that you could come today, cause he did that. Bizzle.
Your opinion. I do this for homies that back in the prison.
Don't know how they got over, get slipped off. I just told they game and got ripped off. Learn how they move when they slick talk. Make them pay what you worth, not a cent off. Make them wonder why buddy done dipped off. Say I'm 1 in a million, a big boss. Watch me come out the blue like I'm cripped off. Well, my money don't cost till a cent off. I got brothers who peel off the backwood. Then they praise y'all cause he that good. Plus they dropping off water with canned goods. This for leaders who died in the same hood. Prostitutes, they praying that they could. Every opportunity, it ain't good. Break it your paper, it ain't no sugar. Him on water when dripping, we same blood. Don't feel bad for asking for your pay, but the work too hard to ask for no pay. If you ain't got the money, the pressure I could wasn't my priority. The man, your priority, my state, I got a family. Yeah, plan A didn't work, get the plan B. They still sing along to my songs in the camera. Son, died a big papa plus mimic. Got the author with opportunities, what can man hand me? Yeah, long as I'm grinding, I'm giving that gas. So pour that wine and them jokers thought something was funny. They laughing, but they better watching me better with time. And back on that business with religion. Yes, I pray to the most high, let them feel offended. Focus everything solely on giving niggas what they need when I pray. Know it's good intentions. All my brothers is yeah. 1 in a million.
They can talk on the kid, but I don't care about your opinion. I do this for all my homies that back in the prison.
Dope.
It don't matter what they think. It don't matter what they attempt. We won't prosper.
Yo, let that play.
Dog. My nigga from 100.
God had his hand on me since before the womb. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. He had his hand on me since before the womb.
Super dope.
So dope.
So that's track with Zay Hill featuring Bizzle and Canon, 1 in a Million. Also shout out to Zay Hill. Pandora put Zay Hill as the face of their new Christian Hip Hop Now playlist.
That's so dope.
It's a collab that he did with Rapzilla. So that's super dope, man.
I wonder if like
Congrats.
if he submitted the picture or they like took the picture with their people with him. It'll be dope to know.
Zay Hill, man, I like follow his Twitter and all that, and he's very humble cat. He's always like, you could see his love for the Lord, man. Very just humble.
Yeah.
He just gets the business, does his thing.
I don't get that.
He doesn't get caught up with stuff.
With the red dreads.
Nah, bro. He's Just a chill cat. Just focus, man. Focus on doing his thing. And I love his sound. I think it was Brent who put me onto him at first.
I think it was.
Yeah. It was Brent who put me on. And I was like, ooh, I like this. I like the...
Which is crazy because he falls into the mumble and Brent is not...
I wouldn't say that. Zahill? Nah, he's a songwriter, man. He
Yeah,
does
some of
hip-hop.
it's kind of mumble style. Like even some of the parts in the song that we just heard right now, he's like, what did he just say right there? That's a little mumble.
Do me a favor. No.
He sounds like
Stop,
I thought he was Bill Cosby asking for some.
I like this
some
dude's
pudding
sound.
pops.
I'm a fan of Zahill. Keep doing your thing, brother. Stay focused. Stay out of the drama. Keep doing
he's
your
fire
thing.
though. I like his music.
Yeah, super dope.
I like Zay.
All right, Gil, so you're going to cop this or what?
My copping what? Oh, the Spotify joint?
Spotify.
I feel like they were
Car Thing. It's actually called Car Thing.
I think that
It's like this.
I think the marketing department were like, what do we call this, guys?
It's like
they're like, oh, you talking about that car thing?
It's like
And
a
they're
car
like,
thingy.
You know what? That is a great name.
The Car Thing.
Like, oh, you talking about that car thing again? It's like, you know what? Freak it.
This whole time they've been spending months in the lab, like
all this time
engineers
creating this technology,
doing all these things.
I'm sure they probably had a dope name for it.
Never had a name for it.
It's the Equalizer
always called it that.
4700, and they're like, nah, car thing.
Oh, just the marketing department completely flopped. What is this? And why does it gotta be some... Yo, hold on.
That's the laziest name I've ever heard in my life.
First of all, explain to me the accent that you did.
What?
For the marketing department. Break it down for me. What was that accent you did?
What do you mean?
You know, the car thingy? Like, how did you... Break it down.
You know
Break it down for me. No, go ahead.
Did you know there was
Break it down for me. What accent is that?
It's a straight white person. Guilty. Straight white person. I'm sorry. There's no hood person in there. There's no hood person in the group that's gonna be like car thingy. They'll be like, yo, that car joint. Yo, put that car joint. Like,
yo, I love how you try to get out of that song. You were like,
you know what?
What are you talking about?
It's a straight up.
I know when you do that and you pause for a minute.
I had to think about it. No. I try to think politically for a second.
You ain't gonna do this.
You saw the political gears going.
What do you mean? Like, don't.
I was trying to buy time.
That's a good strategy.
I was trying to buy time.
That's a real good strategy. Real nice.
And then they respond. And
what do you mean?
To think about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come on now.
You still got the Vargas ways, don't you?
Always.
What do you mean? Yo, dude, you should teach a class on how to be manipulative, deceptive.
How to have a conversation when you don't know crap. I have the skills to pay the bills. Subscribe.
What do
now.
you mean? Tell me what that accent was. What do you mean?
Seriously,
you know exactly what I mean.
You know, it was a dude, probably a dude with bifocals and a bow tie. It was like, let's call it the car thingy.
No, man.
I don't know, man. It just seemed a little lazy to me. It sounded a little millennial.
All right, so what?
Thingy.
So is this like a device that just attaches?
It's basically an Alexa for your car, which is retarded because your phone does that. Most cars come with that. And they say in the article, they're like, we're not trying to compete with
an audio mic
existing, systems out there, but there really is no specific Spotify user-friendly application for the user. They try to make it sound fancy. And I'm like, basically, my phone does the same thing.
It's the same exact
same thing.
Well, this one...
I'm like, well, this one has a dial, and when you turn it, it flips through like a booklet. Wow. My finger does that.
Maybe that's the argument. It's safer for the car. That's the argument.
That's not what they said in
it's safer for the car.
Then you are better at marketing than they are. Maybe you should write their articles.
The statistics
because nothing in this article that I read about this system had anything to do with safety.
Statistics are proven.
That actually would have made more sense. If they were like, we've decided to go with the dial engineering type of apparatus because it actually causes less brain function and you don't really need to focus on it. So that way it makes a safer driver experience.
Two things.
I would have said that's smart.
Two things. Car thing costs $80.
My phone is already in my hand,
and it requires Spotify
premium account.
Yeah.
Oh, of course,
yeah, premium.
So I gotta pay $80.
Yep.
And what is it? $20 a month or $10 a month for the premium? It's like $19.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. What is the premium? Let's look it up real quick. That's ridiculous, Spotify. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
I should be ashamed of myself, man, because I don't.
Spotify premium. There we go. $9.99.
Oh, okay. You want me to leave it right there?
It's $9.99. Well, actually, no. The individual for 1 month free is $9.99. The duo, I guess, is 2 accounts, $12.99. Family, you can have up to 6 accounts, is $14.99. And if you're a student, it's $5. So I guess that's cool. So I gotta pay $80 for this device, and on top of that, monthly. So even if I do the cheapest one, $9.99 a month, that's $100 a year. So I bought 3 devices.
So you ain't buying this thing, that's for sure.
I bought 3 devices by the end of the year. And every year after that. No, every year after that, it's 1 device, basically.
So that's a no. That's a hard pass for Gil.
It's not a hard pass. That's a head. No, I'm kidding.
Yo, real talk, man. If they found a way to make it more beneficial, like some kind of way, it's a dope concept to try to bring the experience of the digital world back with the music, you know, some kind of physical, besides your phone, like some kind, because it's Spotify who's doing it. So it's specifically for playlists, music, stuff like, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. So I guess it's kind of around the lines of trying to bring that tangible feeling with music back, that experience.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I get what they're trying to do, and they're trying to tap into, like, you know, Alexa type markets. You know what I mean? Which is why they're doing it. They do want to give a more personal experience with their platform. I get it, but at least give the device something, that a feature or whatever that you can't do with your phone. That would make the $80 make sense,
wouldn't it?
But if the features are the same and it's just an external device, why would I spend $80? Like, why would anybody spend $80 on something they already have in their hands, and the only thing they'd be paying for is the subscription?
Would you get it if it, let's say, if you get the subscription, right, and you could buy like these speakers, right?
Okay.
And
which you could buy a Bluetooth speaker. It is way less than.
But what if like the speakers automatically pick up your Spotify account? It's a specific
so no matter
Spotify speaker that no matter where you go, it identifies that Spotify.
That would
user.
be better.
It's
but
like,
it doesn't have. This thing doesn't have speakers.
Vargas is there.
It only works in your.
What do you want me to play?
It only works in my AC vent, which is super inconvenient. Okay, when I'm driving to church, I want the AC to hit my face.
It cools the device,
not the back of my device. Okay?
True. Yeah.
My privileged face wants the AC.
Oh yes, yes. So you could complain about the drive. Yes. Yeah. I get it.
Okay.
My privileged face
wants to feel the AC.
My privileged face. That is a dope one right this there. Episode, yes. Man. My privileged face. Let me write that down. Goodness, that's a good one, girl. And baby. Privileged face.
This is just whistle like you don't know how to walk the dog? Superman! It's Superman!
Oh, ahead of the game! Ahead of the game!
Superman.
I take that back.
Superman.
How do you reverse the whistle?
How do you reverse the whistle? Push.
All right, so Spotify does this car thingy. Cool. What else happens?
Wow. Your wife poured these drinks like a bartender right in front of us, and this is amazing. This coffee
is bomb, right?
This is it coffee and almond milk?
Yep. Wow. It's fire, right? Vanilla. Mm-hmm. Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine to review blood clot cases?
Of course. And everybody's like, it's safe because, you know, they said so. Yo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is from CBS News.
But I don't care how safe they say it is. I don't believe in any chemical thing that was created a year ago and now they're pumping into humans. I'm sorry.
It says the Center of Disease Control indicated in an alert Tuesday that Johnson & Johnson vaccine could resume as soon as Wednesday. It came after a chaotic day when the Food and Drug Administration recommended there be a pause for the vaccine, leading virtually every state to halt use of its single-dose shot.
Mm-hmm. The one that was cleared as safe?
I mean, people know that, right? People do know that there is risk associated with all this stuff. Like,
not according to the news.
Know that, right?
Not according to the news and not according to social media. It's perfectly safe and tested. They don't give it to humans unless it's 100% tested. Yeah. That sounds tested.
Well, they said
we're going to halt all vaccines.
They said they're bringing it back tomorrow.
Apparently, some things went down.
But they're bringing it back tomorrow.
They're
bringing it back tomorrow. They're saying we're going to restart.
They're halting. They're halting a batch. Somehow, canceling one batch is solving the problem. So that means that is it one batch? We're halting one batch, hoping the next batch is better, guys. We're convening a plan right now. We'll figure it out.
Yo, hold up.
Just bring your arms ready to stab with this foreign.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, President Biden's chief medical advisor, told CBS Evening News anchor Nora O'Donnell on Tuesday night that it appears that the adverse effect occurred within 6 to 13 days. And so if you've had it a month or two ago, I think you really don't need to worry about anything.
I think. Hey, that's assuring.
Hey, if you had it about a month or two ago, you're all set.
I think you're good.
Yeah, okay, man. It's all right.
You know when the mad cow disease hit? Right. If you had it a week before that, you're probably all right.
My aunt says her doc told her to take the vax because she gets blood clots.
That's weird.
Wow.
But again, there's so much conflicting data and so much conflicting information. I choose not to take it. At least not until it's mandated.
Well, maybe
if it's mandated, it's different. But as of right now, it hasn't been mandated. I have a choice. So I think I'm going to wait. I think some more time needs to be had for this, these things to be tweaked, I think.
Well, if anybody took it a month or two ago, everything's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's Johnson & Johnson.
Just do that. Just do. You know what the president just do?
It's basically baby powder in the IV. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Treatment of this specific type of blood clot is different from treatment that might typically be administered. Usually an anti-whatever drug called heparin is used to treat blood clots. In this setting, administering of heparin may be dangerous and alternative treatments need to be given, they said. So they don't treat it the same way. They have to treat it differently.
They have to treat what differently?
The blood clots that people are getting. When you get it from this vaccination, they don't treat it how they normally treat blood clots. They treat it differently. So it does.
That doesn't create complications.
It's a different kind of blood clot.
Because now they have to find out if you're getting blood clots because of the vaccine or naturally, which I don't know how quick that test is.
No, they're probably going to take it down.
You got blood clots?
Just to report serious. On this. Just reporting on this. They're like, nope. False. I'm just reading CBS.
Because somebody CBS comes in and they got blood clots.
You guys can go check it out for yourself.
They're gonna go to.
I'm just giving you.
They're gonna go to the normal procedure of how you handle blood clots. Like, so how do they know you're getting that from the vaccine unless they tell them? And I'm sure the few people who got it before this whole thing went down, they're not going to know. They're not going to tell you, I just got the vaccine. That's why I'm getting blood clots. Like, no, they're going to just be like, all right, give them this medicine. That's for blood clots. So it's scary. I don't know, man. There's people in the hospitals right now suffering from taking this vaccine that they thought was safe. Clearly, because this is the thing. They're not gonna shut down because people are reporting blood clots if somebody hasn't gone down with something.
we live in an age where you can, fact check, and I think that gets a lot of people really, really anxious and worried, and then they shut down and they don't have the will to go and fact check because now you don't know what to trust.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's important to get as many different points of view as you can, and then you kind of like see through, go and fact check at different, hospitals, get a second point of view, get whatever, to talk to your pastor, talk to theologians, like just do your own due diligence and finding the answers at your own pace, but with a sense of urgency as well, because we're talking about your life and your future, and possibly if you're, a parent, your family, your kids and whatnot. But ultimately, we're not supposed to be stuck in this state of worry.
No.
We're not supposed to be stuck in this state of stress. Ultimately, and we know that worry is sin. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I have to like step back and remind myself that it's not me being negligent to the situation because I took a step away from it. Sometimes I take a step back from that situation because I'm worrying about it too much. It's actually the opposite. It's like if you got to pull yourself away from something to realign your mind on what you're doing that for, and to think about this properly and biblically, pulling yourself away from that is necessary.
Sometimes it is. Even things that make you happy.
Even things that make you happy, even things that make other people happy. Like, you're going to let some people down because you're going to step down. Like, if you think, and now this is on a way, exaggerated level, but when pastors deal with certain situations, they have to step down. Publicly step down.
Yep.
To deal with that situation. Stepping away from certain things, I'm just saying it's sometimes necessary.
No, it is true. Even there's been people who've even had to step away from their jobs.
Yeah.
Because it was either unhealthy for them physically, mentally, spiritually, walk away from your finances, like your job, like because it's too much.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to make that kind of decision.
Right. That's facts. Like when it intervenes with like fellowship or intervenes with like church.
Yeah.
You don't have that proper accountability. You don't have that proper fellowship. Yep. And your spiritual life is suffering because you're not keeping a day for the Lord, for coming together and fellowshipping with the saints and, just you thinking about the things of God.
Amen. I mean, that's one of the reasons why, like, I am so hesitant with this, whole vaccine thing, because I'm trusting in God. And if God ordains it in a way where I have to submit in order to honor him and be an example to my family, because that is the law of the land and it is what it is, then I have to trust in my God. You know what I mean? I have to trust in my God and lead and do what I have to do, unless it has something that deals with sin. Like if the government is causing me to sin, that's a totally different thing. But, we're talking about a vaccine here. If it becomes a mandated thing, a law of the land, then, I mean, what else am I going to do? What else can we do at that moment? I have to obey the land. It is what it is.
So when does it become a time where you put your foot down and say, nah?
I would say if they're causing us to sin, like,
there you go.
Like for an example, if they were like, yo,
so
you got to put in this chip into your, into your system. Like, you know what I mean? We're going to track you. And you know what I mean? Like now this is a totally different thing. You're invading me. Like I have to put this foreign object in my skin in order to be alive, like in order to be in this country, or like this is a totally different thing. But this is just to prevent a sickness from becoming bigger.
They kind of do that now when you download an application and you sign up for it. We're gonna track you. We're gonna see where you are. We're gonna have
I still have a choice.
But
I still have a choice to have the app or not. I could delete it. I could get rid of my phone.
So
There's people who live off the grid.
So you're saying if the mark of the beast was in the app, it would be like, okay, well that's not it's not attached to me.
I can simply delete it. Delete it. I'll just simply delete it. I don't like it. I don't like the mark of the beast.
I don't like the mark of the beast. I'm going to delete. It keeps crashing on me. I can't purchase anything.
Like, did you get the mark of the beast? It's trash, right? I can't wait for them to update.
Yo, that's how spoiled this culture is that even the mark of the beast don't work. It's like what? What?
Yo,
you are so fallen.
Yo, Satan, you're mad trash, bro. I thought you promised us better than God, bro. This app is garbage.
No, I know what you mean though. Yeah, man. I mean, I get it. When it causes you to sin, I tell my kids that. The only time that you're allowed to say no to mommy and daddy is if we're actually pointing you to sin.
For an example, when you had pastors rise up with this whole pandemic thing and they were closing churches but opening stores and even stores that are non-essential like liquor stores or whatever, churches started to rise up against the government and saying, we're going to open. Guess what?
We're not gonna take it.
No!
We're not gonna take it. You see all the Christians
anymore.
Out there.
And they started doing choreography. We're not gonna take it. No!
They be like, what church you go to? What is that? Hey, that's just a Sunday sermon.
You'll never guess. It's in New York on Broadway.
That's just the worship. They all got the
Our
hymn.
show is called The Church. Come on.
What hymnal are you reading? We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it.
So they make it Catholic just to
With
make
your
it sound
family?
fancier. Like, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
They got the piano going. We're not gonna take it.
Sustain.
Oh shoot! Yo, that's a
Refrain?
Great way to segue up out of here. That's a great way to segue up out of here, man. Yo, we love y'all.
Dude.
Keep us lifted. Be on the lookout for more music, more visuals.
Yeah, man.
Next week I'm gonna be on vacay, so I'm still debating whether I'm gonna bring my stuff or not. I gotta talk with wifey and see what's up. But if I bring my stuff, I will see you.
If not, we'll be the first time in 3 years that we cancel the show. 3 years?
I think about 3 years. But I'm gonna see what's up. See if we can. We'll see.
Hey, if it happens, it's a well needed vacay, bro. Because you've been doing this hard for like a while. We've been nonstop, So just know that I'm sure the people won't be mad if.
I'll be in my vacay vibe.
Exactly, bro.
I'll be in my chilling.
Oh, you saying you might pod better?
I might just be like, what's going on? I don't even know.
He's gonna come on the show with a Jamaican accent out of nowhere.
Gonna come on like, I don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
It would be a good opportunity to mess around with, travel with the gear. See if we could run the Marrio Esco live on the road.
Hey, I'm down for the test run.
Let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens, guys.
But if I'm not on next week,
because you're going to be using hotel internet, which is
what do we do?
Trash.
Like, what do we do?
Hotel internet is garbage.
What do we do when we skip? We just skip. We just don't post anything, right?
That's how much we don't skip.
I know. I don't
even know what to do.
I don't even know what to do.
Like, what do I do with my hands?
We just skip. That's it.
What do I do with my hands?
Man, we got a missing week. Okay, so we might if I am live, which I'm still debating right now. I got to see the situation. But if I am live, I'll be going live on vacay. And if not, then I'll see you 2 weeks from now. So maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks. We don't know.
Tune in and find out.
Keep us lifted. We love y'all.
You'll be surprised, and so will we.
We're gonna now segue into our last feature track, and then we out of here. It's Wande Blessed Up remix featuring Lecrae and Mike Todd. Let me get in the chat real quick. Abe, enjoy your vacation, bro. I love you, brother, man. Oh, you've been with us from day one, brother. Yeah, love you, bro. Love everybody. Till next week. Grace and peace.
Familia.
Latest.
Okay, so pretend this right here is like, yo, you even paying attention? Nah, seriously. You've been looking outside the whole FaceTime chat. Go take a walk. Get some fresh air. Okay, so pretend this right here is like, yo, you even paying attention? Nah, seriously. You've been looking outside the whole FaceTime chat. Go take a walk. Get some fresh air. Some oxygen up in your nostrils. We'll talk about this later.
I'll get you, though. We're going to get this TikTok done.
All right, for sure.
All right. See you later.
Be blessed. Yo, take care.
Bye.
I've been messed up, I've been broke down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now. Running faster, I can't slow down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now. Cause I've been blessed up, I've been broke down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now. Running faster, I can't slow down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now.
Hey, I got the juice. Wait a minute, running back, I got the truth. Real talk, the rebel to rehab, we been headed. Don't mind every hash, I'm teaching the youth. Remember, we was always seeking his face. Running up the charts was never the race. Buy a ticket to the show and you might get to heaven on it. Boy, we linking with grace, dripping. Don't poke foes, but the foes stay tipping. Me and Wande about the Lone Star flipping. Man, the first lady got our first lady on a playlist. I'm tripping, we too blessed. Handed the Lord on a set, see what he finna do next. Shawty hit me on my jack and said jump on the track. I said run it up, I'm feeling blessed.
I've been messed up, I've been broke down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now. Running faster, I can't slow down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now. Cause I've been blessed up, I've been broke down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now. Running faster, I can't slow down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now. 100 bands, okay.
Got them chips, yeah.
100 bags, no layaway.
Oh, it's lit, yeah.
All gon' pass, no you can't save.
Got it, yeah.
Better pray, your soul is safe, no escape. See the top and the toes, hold me down, I'ma grow. You should peep who you bros, you exposed, you a clone. Disappearance, now your worth looking real low like a clearance. Got you giving up, whoa, with the perseverance. Gotta stick to it even with the interference. Gotta stay prayed up, yeah, I'm talking about the spirit, ooh yeah. Ay, that's a slut now, I ain't gotta flex, no stunt now, yeah, I've been down, no bluff now, yeah, I've been down, but I'm up now, so pull up with the test, won't flunk now. I ain't gotta stress now, I ain't gotta fuss now. I just gotta go and live my best, you know what now, cause I'm up now, yeah. I've been blessed up, I've been rolled down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now. Running faster, I can't slow down. Gotta catch up, gotta shine now.
Now let me tell y'all about really living blessed up. See, I've been at the lowest of lows and I've been at the highest mountaintops. And the one thing that I found out is it's not about the platform, it's not about the network, it's not about the paper chasing, but it's all about the purpose chasing. You see, what you've gone through has made you, and it's actually the reason why you blessed. So go on, turn up the music and don't stress, cause the season you in right now, just give it a little time and it'll prove you blessed. My Todd.
If you're listening on the podcast, be sure to check out my Facebook music page, Marrio Esco 1. Again, 2 R's in my name, the number 1 at the end, Marrio Esco 1. Be sure to like and follow that page because I like to give updates on who I'll be interviewing and leave a description on what we'll be talking about. And I also like the real-time one-on-one back and forth interaction. If you don't have the time to join us on Facebook Live, be sure to check out my podcast. It's called Marrio Esco Live, 2 R's in my name. Again, you'll see the white silhouette of myself with the cross underneath. Be sure to subscribe to that and follow the link as well to whatever podcast you're using or however you're receiving the podcast, and leave us a review. We love to hear feedback. You can also hit me up at music@marioesco.com and just hit me up with some feedback and ways that we can improve the show or the things that you like and enjoy. Any type of feedback will be highly appreciated. Grace and peace.